to show y'all the madness. All right, it's time for me to show y'all the madness. Will Richter, what's up? I see you. Mr. Frazier, what's good? Um, OG, what up? William Bombard said, Bobby, who? Y'all funny. All right. Like and share. Come on, let's get everybody back in here that was in here earlier because I seen them numbers. I seen them. All right. This isn't a me thing. This is a we thing. We have plenty to talk about. All right. And I'm going to start off with this. You guys see the slide here. I told you this is about to get real. You might want to get your mama's cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, friends, nephews, nieces, and I don't care if they first or third cousins. I don't care. Get them all because it's going to get real. I promise you. The conversation is getting real. I actually just wrote an article. Shout out to Waverly who just entered the building too. I just wrote an article. And if you read the articles for Challenger News, which we have association with, I wrote an article called "Rise Up Off the Watt." Okay, rise up off the watt. It's controversial. It sounds funny, but rise up off the watt, man. Money over winning. My conversation for you guys tonight on JJ Watt. Is it money over winning, cap or no cap? I'm going to start with the panel, and then we're going to get right into the comment section on this. Cap or no cap? Rise up off the Watt. JJ Watt just signed a 2-year, $31 million deal with the Arizona Cardinals. But I could have swore you just in the video was talking about how winning was important. And how making an effort to win was important. You had us all with that great speech, that phenomenal speech about working hard, work ethic, the whole 9 yards. You told us you wanted to go to a winning organization, and then you picked the Arizona Cardinals for $15.5 million apiece, $23 million guaranteed. Is this a smokescreen? Is this money over winning, cap or no cap? I'll start with Marcus the Alphabets because he looks like he want to say something. I'm telling you, the guy looks like Shaq on TNT right now. Please elaborate.
I mean, I think everyone was pretty much surprised with it when I saw it. You know, I always get the alerts, the NFL.com alerts. I get the little ESPN music like from draft day. And I was just, I got to say, I was surprised, you know, and I was saying the same thing, Torch. I was like, now you sat up here and you went on this rant and he had that long diatribe, that long monologue about, you know, winning, you know, and telling guys, if you're not putting in the work, you know, why are you here? Buzzer, buzzer, buzzer. And I was just, come on, man. You know, now I will say it does seem like the Cardinals are putting together. They have a couple of players over there. I don't want us to be dismissive of the Arizona Cardinals. I don't want to be dismissive. You know, they still have Chandler Jones, who's one of the better edge rushers. The kid, who was the kid that they got from, was it Clemson or LSU? The
Clemson, Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons.
Who I wanted.
Swiss Army knife, Isaiah Simmons.
So he the linebacker safety hybrid type, Isaiah Simmons. They still got Budda Baker. I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Patrick Peterson thing. So they do have some pieces over there. I just thought that there were better fits. I thought that there were other teams, you know, the front runners. You know, obviously everybody thought about the whole Pittsburgh Steelers thing with the opportunity to go play with Derek Watt and TJ Watt, his two brothers. He went to the University of Wisconsin. There was a lot of talk about him going to Wisconsin, the Green Bay. There was talk about him going to Buffalo. There was talk about him playing alongside. I think the Browns are a little bit further along than the Cardinals are. You put him over there next to Myles Garrett.
That would be dangerous.
You know, so, you know, when I saw that and then I saw how much, and then I will say there were people that said, hey, you know, his agent has said there was somebody who's offering us $15 million a year. And I kind of laugh when I go, man, ain't nobody paying JJ. Ain't, in the words of my good friend, the ignorant thinker, ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody trying to pay you $15 million. And then I saw that today. So to me, I was like, it makes you question his motives. Because now, look, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in between the season. You know, we still have, well, there's no combine, but we're still going to have the draft. You know, we'll see what happens as far as the draft, who they get. But as it stands right now, and maybe I'm just wrong on this, you're the third best team in the NFC West. I don't think that's an unfair assessment. When you look at the Seahawks, when you look at the 49ers getting back a lot of guys that got injured this season, as it stands right now, I think you're the third best team in the NFC West. Now, can J.J. Watt bring some firepower to that defense? Probably. But to me, you know, we talked about this on Saturday, Dre. I don't believe J.J. Watt's a 60-snap player anymore. To me, he's more of a situational pass rusher. Maybe that all changes, but I just thought it was a bad move. So we'll see. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. So we'll see what happens. You know, we got to play the games. We don't play the game on paper. We play the games on the field. So we'll see what happens.
Ron Thomas, go ahead.
What got me? He said he wanted to win. Winning and Arizona don't go together. It don't go together.
Unless you're Kurt Warner.
Ooh.
So is I missing something?
Ooh. Do you got shotguns or something? You come guns a-blazing.
Yeah, I took notes for my homeboy Marcus Betts right there last week.
Whoa.
But, it don't add up. Now he could went to Buffalo, he could went to Kansas City, he could went to Tampa Bay. You talked about winning. Super Bowls. Arizona not going to no Super Bowl no time soon.
Okay. So Rocco, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because before I break into the J.J. Watt situation, I have to give you a historical comparison. Back in 2004, the Arizona Cardinals, they made one of the worst free agent signings of all time, giving at the time the most highest paid running back to Emmitt Smith when I think he was 35 years old and his legs couldn't work no more. Now, let's go to 2021. The Arizona Cardinals are paying J.J. Watt $15 million, but I want you to think, why are they paying him $15 million? Is it to be on the field, or is it to be a poster for downtown Phoenix? Are they paying him $15 million to be on all those programs and be on those jerseys?
Ooh.
It's like what they did with Emmitt Smith in the 2 years he was there. They weren't paying him $6 million to be the running back in Dallas. They were paying him $6 million to be a poster boy for Phoenix. But now to actually address the situation, I think J.J. Watt going to Arizona is a really good move. I think it's a really good move. Because you got to understand that Arizona, the past 2 seasons, have been building their team from the bottom up. Kyler Murray, they got him. Kenyon Drake, they got him. They still have a very talented wide receiver duo with Christian Kirk and I forget his name. It's going to come to me in a bit. But their offensive line, they're addressing that in this offseason. And their defense, like Marcus said, they've got some very steady guys on the defense. So,
They're not better than the Rams, though.
Oh, they are way better than the Rams, Eric. Hey, you know what? Get your 3 points. And
No, they're not.
Hey,
They are not better
Cardinals are better
defensively
than
than
the
the
Rams,
Rams.
man. Hey, Eric, I'm willing to bet
Not
you
on
off air about the Rams, but
planet.
I'm sorry, but you got to fix your mic.
hey, you know what? I'm gonna say
Empty
this.
camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this real quick. When it comes to the Cardinals, if there's any comparison I can say, I think in 2021 the Arizona Cardinals are gonna beat what the Buffalo Bills were in 2020. A team that went from here to here. And that's my angle because my name is Rocco Raquelli, host of The Sports Angle.
By the way, you can tune into that every Monday too. Y'all, listen, my guy is killing it in Las Vegas. I just want to put that out there right now.
And I'm going to do a plug real quick. Tomorrow, we're going to have Alphabets be on the Sports Angle show on Tuesday. So just a quick plug right there.
Now, Dalton, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, honestly, I'm really surprised that he picked the Cardinals. Like, we all thought he was going to go to, like, the Bills, the Packers, the Browns, even the Buccaneers, though. I mean, it was really surprising. Like, I thought he would go to other teams, though. But, like, J.J. Watt, I mean, the Cardinals, they got Chandler Jones, Isaiah Simmons, underrated safety, Budda Baker. And like what Marcus said, we don't know what we're going to do with Patrick Peterson, and don't know what they're going to do with Hassan Reddick, though. But the biggest question is, since J.J. Watt went to the Cardinals, can he play all 16 games, though? That's a question mark this year.
All right.
Like I was saying, I don't think that he's a 50, 60 snap guy anymore. I don't think he is. So maybe with that, you know, being a situational pass rusher, you look at the quarterbacks that are in the NFC West. We got Matthew Stafford in there now. We have
Russell Wilson.
We don't know who Russell Wilson. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback of the 49ers. So you got some fairly mobile, pretty talented quarterbacks in the division. So maybe they're looking at, you know, we want to be able to push the pocket and get some heat on the quarterback. So maybe they're looking at that. I thought, to me, it just, from my vantage point, it just looks like a money grab to me. But I will say this one last thing, one little caveat to it. But when J.J. Watt started his free agency, you know, courting and free agency, DeAndre Hopkins did send out a tweet with a picture of him and J.J. Watt saying, "Let's finish what we started." So, you know, they were teammates with the Texans. They were pretty close over there. So, you know, maybe, you know, DeAndre told him, "Hey, you know, come on over here. We got a good thing, you know, popping over here. Come on over here." But
so, Marcus, I want to ask you, how far you think the Cardinals away from getting to the Super Bowl?
They're the third best team. Like I just said, they're the third. As far as I'm concerned, right now on March the 1st, 2021. They're the third best team in the NFC West. Now, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's going to transpire before, you know, we kick off, you know, for the brand new season. We still got the draft. There's some other There's no
combine though.
There's no combine. We still got the draft. This is the first real day of free agency. You know, so there's other free agents out there. What's going to happen with the Patrick Peterson? You know, can they get something? Can they get some type of draft picks or some type of compensation for Patrick Peterson? But where they stand right now, in my eyes, they're the third best team in the NFC West.
I mean, I do agree with you about that.
I'm gonna read some comments before I get into this. I heard what everybody said. Waverly's in the house too. Wave, what up, man? I see you out there. I see you over there. I know you got your mic muted and everything, so I'm gonna go ahead and read these comments. It says,
"No, I didn't even know it was muted, bro. That was my bad."
What's going on? How you feel about J.J. Watt going to the Cardinals?
Oh man, you know, my first thought, I thought he was gonna go to the Steelers. You know, reunite with his brothers. You know, TJ and Derek. Then my final thought ended up becoming Cleveland. You say when he joined a winning team, so you know Cleveland. Baker don't help them get back, you know. Kitchens, he's updated as a head coach. I think him and Myles Garrett would have been like, I think it'd have been a good pass rushing defense. Defensive line would have got way more aggressive. Him sides Arizona, I think that was just like a money grab, basically. What Rocco said, basically just to put him on posters, just had an image there because JJ Watt is like basically, probably gonna go down as like a Hall of Famer, maybe. So, and then he's like playing with Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is 31 years old, man. He's getting old. You can see the age catching him. He's not bad, but age is catching him. Isaiah Simmons, he's not what people want him to be. He's not there yet. He's a good rookie, but he isn't there yet. And then Patrick Peterson, I think he's done. Patrick Peterson should retire. So it's like he's not in a bad defensive setup, but like they're not gonna go nowhere again. Like it's the same as last year. I see another 8-8 record, or they're gonna go 7-9.
Okay, so let me read these comments.
Jerry, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah,
I have a question. I have a question for the guy who just spoke. What?
Yes, sir.
I can't see your name over there.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Richard Sherman is done?
Yes.
You think Richard Sherman's done too?
Yes.
I don't think Patrick Peterson is. Of course, I don't think he is what he used to be, but I don't think he's done. I don't think Patrick Peterson's done. I think he's a serviceable cornerback now. He's not like a shutdown, lockdown cornerback like he used to be. I don't think he's done.
I think Patrick Peterson is done with the Cardinals, but I think he might go a different team, in my opinion.
If you put him, as a number 2 corner, something like that, I don't think he's the kind of guy that can, or Richard Sherman for that matter, I don't think they're the kind of guy that can follow a number 1 around the whole game. I don't think, Richard Sherman was never that guy. He was always a zone corner who had Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas behind him, playing in a cover 3. I never thought he was like a lockdown shit. He just played on a really good defense with some safeties behind him. But Patrick Peterson used to be. I don't think he's that guy anymore. I don't think he'll be there this year. I don't think so.
All right, so let me read these comments because I wanted to read them all, but you only get a certain amount of time to read the comments. I'm gonna read them. It says OG said Arizona's pass rush ranked number 4 without JJ Watt. Buck Flair said can't turn JJ into a housewife. Hoeing 101. Watt did what was best for him. 23 million guaranteed. Ricky Williams said unicorns. 23 guaranteed. Brandon, what up, my guy? Brandon Herrera said, should the Cardinals make a house call to Houston about Watson? Bears fan talking about cars. Throwback Chicago Cardinals. OG said never heard of them. Agreed. CTE said Josh Bailey. Des said I had him only going to Pittsburgh to be honest. Weldon Bumbar said JJ Watt. He said now if they swap Murray and Watson, then we'll talk. He said rumor Teddy might be going to the 49ers.
Yep.
OG said easy work in the NFC versus the AFC.
Ooh, Teddy on the 49ers. Ooh.
Dalton Smith said not sure if the Arizona Texans or the Houston Cardinals. That's funny. Bill O'Brien signs with the Cardinals next. LOL. Josh Bailey said Peterson is Green Bay. Marcus took the words right out of my mouth. He's not done. He's definitely serviceable to whoa.
I want to respond to something. Did somebody just say easy work in the NFC? Did somebody just say that?
Versus AFC for JJ Watt.
You mean in the conference where Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady play that conference, the NFC, the defending Super Bowl champions, who just beat that.
Yeah,
He's snapping. Yeah, Marcus.
Marcus is snapping right now. Marcus.
The NFC who just beat the hell out the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That conference.
The NFC that has the Dallas Cowboys and the rest of the NFC East.
Oh wow! Rocco snapping that though. Okay, so hold on. Before y'all snap, let me read the rest of these comments. Before y'all snap, I told you I felt that this was gonna get a little combustion.
Anybody who's starting quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky. Your quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky.
Here we go. Okay,
Your quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky. I'll just leave it at that.
So for those who are just watching, you about to see it right here up on the screen. What we talking about? JJ Watt. I got the segment called "Rise Up Off the Watt." All right, I wrote an article about it too. Money over winning, cap or no cap. Put it in the comment section if you think this is a cap or no cap. Money over winning. Put it in the comment section. Cap or no cap. All right, let me read some more of these comments. Buckler said Green Bay, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, San Francisco, Seattle, Rams, all better than the Cardinals. Rumor has it 49ers is also trying to see the availability of Stephon Gilmore. OG said facts. Rocco, thank you. Arizona is not the fourth best team in the NFC. Ha ha ha. Well, Willem Bombard is in the building too in the comment section. All right. Here's what I'm gonna say today. And I'm gonna specifically, first of all, I'm gonna get to it. JJ Watt since 2012 is the second best sack leader since 2012. He has 95.5 sacks. Do you know who's number one? Anybody know who's number one? I give you like 15 seconds to answer or 30 seconds to answer. You can put
Khalil Mack.
Von Miller.
Who was number one? You're close, Marcus, but it's not Von Miller.
Khalil Mack.
Number one in sacks since 2012.
Chandler Jones.
Yes, Chandler Jones is number one with 97.5. Von Miller is number 3 with 94.5. So, okay, with that being said, he's going to a team that has Chandler Jones. Fine. Okay, good. Blah, blah, blah. Right? That's very interesting. Quite interesting. They have Isaiah Thomas, too. We talked about it, right? That's quite interesting, right? Okay, so here's my thing on JJ Watt. I think this is a total cap and it's total smoke screen. Total smoke screen. We're talking about the second, probably tied for first or second hardest division in the league. You're going to in the Rams, who just got a better quarterback now in Matthew Stafford. Seattle, San Francisco, who obviously was injury prone all year last year, which they went to the Super Bowl the year before. I'm sure San Francisco will be back, especially if they get a quarterback, which I'm hearing Deshaun Watson might be on their list of many of quarterbacks to try to get. If he was to go to San Francisco, that makes it a little different too. I know we don't like to talk hypotheticals, but here's the thing. All right. I will also read this. You guys will be the first. You get an exclusive. For those who are watching Monday Night Madness, you get an exclusive on some of the stuff that I wrote. And it won't be for the faint of heart. And some people will think that I'm just addressing one culture, but I'm really addressing a bunch. I want to say this. Green Bay, that doesn't fit their moniker. I wanted him to go to Green Bay, but not for $15, $16 million. Green Bay is not paying $15, $16 million for JJ Watt. It's just not going to happen. Situational pass rusher, right? The Titans, whatever. I mean, the Titans are a playoff team, but is he really going to win with the Tennessee Titans right now? I kind of doubt it. Here's the other thing. Ron, go ahead. Real quick.
The last time Green Bay got somebody in free agent, both times y'all went to the Super Bowl and y'all won it. Both times.
Correct. But they ain't paying $15, $16 million for it.
And
wait, Ron, who is the second guy? I know first one was Reggie White. Who's the second?
Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson would have been the second one.
That was like 4 years before they won the Super Bowl, but all right.
Yeah, they still won with Charles Woodson.
Right.
I get what he's saying.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. It's okay, Ron. It's all good. We understand. But here's what I want to read. So first of all, I just want to say, I need to address Bills Mafia. And I'm not saying that this is just...
let me join. What the fuck?
But I need to address Bills Mafia. Wait, wow. Okay. So I need to address him as it pertains to JJ Watt. This is the same JJ Watt that bamboozled us all with a great speech, wanting to win, giving a great effort in doing so. The same JJ Watt that told us he wanted to win a championship, but decided to go to the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals? Is this the same Arizona Cardinals that everybody was ready to jump on after Hail Murray last year? The same Arizona Cardinals team that we watched lose game after game after game till they just found themselves on the couch for the postseason? The same Arizona Cardinals team that we had conversations about Kyler Murray supposedly being better than Josh Allen. The same Arizona Cardinals team that had Kyler Murray that sold that. It kind of makes me question the Bills Mafia a little bit. This is your Arizona Cardinals team? Last I checked, I just want to ask this question. When has a J.J. Watt-led defense went to the AFC Championship game? When?
Never.
Never.
Never, right? Okay. So the reason why I asked that is because, secondly, why would you want to put a bunch of money into a situational pass rusher, right? I get it. His 95.5 sacks since 2012 are the second most among active players, right? But what has he done for Houston's postseason aspirations? What has he? Bills Mafia. J.J. Watt would have came here if you would have paid him $16 million. But for that $16 million, you probably could have kept Jordan Phillips and Shaq Lawson. Oh, by the way, while I'm writing this article, I just seen Jordan Phillips tweet, "Who are they going to double now?" In Arizona. Who are they going to double now? Bills Mafia. You guys are the guys who made the AFC Championship with a defensive line that was small and couldn't get a consistent pass rush. A secondary that had trouble at some points in time staying healthy. A linebacking core that was missing Matt Milano for some of the season. And a run game that was somewhat stagnant. I guarantee you, if you guys believe in Bills Mafia like you say, that same Brandon Beane will be able to fix these problems without J.J. Watt. Don't be sad. J.J. Watt claimed he wanted to win a championship, but chose money. The Bills Mafia in the last couple years have shown they want to win without splurging and overpaying for players. So when I say this with conviction, I mean exactly what I say. Rise up off the Watt. This could very well be a blessing in disguise.
All right. To answer Chuck's question, Vance Joseph is the defense coordinator. To answer Chuck's question.
Now, with that being said, I want to say this. Let it go. Rise up off the Watt. Watt made his choice. Now he's in Arizona. We are going to see next season what he does with, again, like I said, the second hardest division in the entire league. Mind you, you guys were 8-8 last year, which means you don't really get an easy schedule either. You're probably not going to get an easy schedule next season. You got to play Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson, and that San Francisco defense that's probably going to be back 6 out of 17 games. In fact, can somebody pull up Arizona Cardinals the schedule for next year? Who their opponents are?
I got it.
I'd love to. Can you rattle off the names of those teams?
Absolutely, I definitely can. Now, for this upcoming schedule, they got in 2021. So you're going to have to face the 49ers twice. You're going to have to face the Seahawks twice and the Rams twice. We already know that. But who they also got to face off against is the Packers, the Vikings, the Texans, the Colts, the Bears, the Panthers, the Cowboys, the Lions, and then the Jaguars and Titans.
So they play the NFC North and the AFC South.
Yes.
I mean, that's not impossible. The AFC South, he gets to go and beat up the Texans, who might not have.
Hold on. Do we have to play the Colts? Do we have to play the Titans?
They have to play all 4 AFC South teams.
Okay, who does he have to play in the NFC North?
But he
He
said
has to, all
Packers-
four of them: Vikings, Packers,
not a
Lions,
cake.
Bears.
That's not a cakewalk.
They're not by any
Not a
means
cakewalk
necessary.
by any stretch of the imagination. 4 of those teams could beat them. Out of the 8, I could see 4 losses coming out of those 8 games.
Right. I just say
Easily.
I just say Green Bay. I just say
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Ooh, Chicago.
I could see Indianapolis, and I could see Tennessee.
Yeah.
So they go 9-7, 10-6.
Ooh, no.
Mhm.
No. Try
That's a
8-8.
I don't think that's 8-8, Ron. I think that. Well, I think.
I mean, I just saying it.
Here's the thing about it: we never know. We try to predict what's going to happen. You don't know what's going.
Those are my early predictions, though.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that happens in between here. Will you just never. Will Kirk Cousins still be with the Vikings? Will Aaron Rodgers still be with the Packers? With whatever. I mean, he's upset right now. I mean, there's a lot of there's a the AFC South. The AFC South, the Texans are pretty much done. Jacksonville, they're up and coming, but they're not all of that. Is Carson Wentz gonna still be trash Carson Wentz from the Eagles, or is he gonna take a step? So I mean, we try to predict as much of this stuff as possible, but the bottom line is you just never know how teams are going to react, what's going to happen in free agency, what's going to happen in the draft, how teams, we've seen teams that were supposed to be super teams, dream teams, and they played like crap. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I still just thought that JJ Watt could have went to a better situation.
Me too. Way better. He said
I thought the best situation for him would have been. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought the best situation for him would have been going to the Packers. You're going back to Wisconsin. You're playing alongside the Smith brothers. You know what your offense. Your offense can put up 30, 40 points. They needed some stops. I mean, Green Bay didn't get blown out in the NFC Championship game. They didn't get blown out. That was a close game. That was a close game. That was a hell of a game. They just couldn't, Green Bay just they dropped the ball in the draft by drafting Jordan Love. I mean, I'm going to keep saying that till the end of time. But it wasn't their defense that was bad or anything like that. But their wide receivers were terrible.
So
hold on. Let me read these comments real quick, Ron. I'll let you go as soon as I read these comments. Des Carter says, "Oh yeah, we know Green Bay ain't paying. We know that." Remember, right before the signing, Marcus said they never listened when a post was shown about him going to Green Bay. Ha ha ha. Bears fans can't relate to Super Bowl talk. Same Cardinals team that has a 15-year-old quarterback, Mario BG, Dalton Smith, who's the DC for the Cardinals, obviously is Vance Joseph. Let me pause you right there. He would have been brought in to make some plays in leadership, like Lorenzo Alexander cut the cap. Not really understanding that comment because in my article I said if they would have paid him, he would have been playing for the Bills. But at the same token, you could have kept Jordan Phillips, who gave you 10 sacks in that system, and you could have kept Shaq Lawson, who was a better run stopper, and the Bills probably would be in the same spot or even better, and you probably wouldn't even be looking for JJ Watt, especially when it comes down to depth.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, let me finish. Oh, go ahead, real quick.
Here's the thing about it. Sometimes the best signing that you have, the best signing that you make is the one that you don't make.
Right. Okay. So
sometimes you think you're missing out on something and you're really not. At this stage in their career right now, would you rather have JJ Watt or Bud Dupree? Would you rather have JJ Watt as he is right now? See, look, a lot of y'all are thinking JJ Watt defensive player of the year from a few years ago. He ain't that guy no more, guys.
Right. And then
Okay, so with
He's
that
not
being
that guy
said,
no more.
Marcus, let me get to these comments. I promise you, we'll get right on it. We'll get right on that too, because I was gonna say the same thing.
Me
Will
too.
Gilbert said, "I'll say it now. JJ plays 9 games or less." So if you think that, and you know JJ Watt has been injury prone, why are we paying 16? Why would the Bills pay 16 million when there's other things that they need to definitely fix? There's definitely things that they can shore up and get better with, right? Salary cap cut. To me, it was media signing with Fitz retirement. It's not a cakewalk schedule. You're right. Sleeping on the Jags, Willem Lombard. Don't sleep on the Vikings. One of these years, the Vikings will be sailing into the Super Bowl. Why not? The year be 2021, said Brandon Herrera. The NFL
Somebody wake Brandon up real quick.
Green Bay. Hold on. So Vance Joseph was with the Texans 2011-13. That's the real reason why he's there. He knows the system.
Yep.
Somebody's having some alcoholic drinks tonight, man.
Or Bills made
Right.
it did, but not to me, not for the money he was asking. Packers and Bills made the most sense, but not for the money, not for the 16 million. That
Right.
didn't make Matt Judon over J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt wanted to play where it's warmer indoors, 23 million guaranteed, and play on the West Coast. Yeah.
Okay. If he wanted to play in a warm place, what about Tampa Bay?
Oh Lord.
Oh my goodness. I
I mean,
don't wanna go there.
I just saying. You said you want to win. Yes or no?
Yeah, but I mean, did Tampa Bay want him? Like, you can want. Like, I
Right.
want to.
I mean,
I want to date. I want to date Halle Berry.
right. I just was saying for.
I want to date Halle Berry, but does Halle Berry want to date me?
Right.
You can want all you want. You know what I'm saying? It's like, was Tampa Bay even in consideration? Because they have a few people that they need to pay. They still got to play.
Right. But I was looking at they finna lose half on that defense.
Well, 2 linebackers, Barrett and David, they're going to be a free agency.
Right.
Dominican Sue's a free agency.
So how about go get JJ Watt and pay him 12 or 10 and go to the Super win games and go to the Super Bowl.
I don't know if J.J. Watt does that enough. I think we undersell Devin White. Devin White was phenomenal last year. JPP was
and Shaq.
Right. But if they want too much money, you tell me you will not go get JJ Watt?
Well,
But did they even want him though?
Well, obviously, JJ Watt wanted money. Like, no one's look. The Arizona Card. See, this is what separates the good franchises from the
bad ones,
from the clown franchises.
Right.
Teams that go out and they want to make us look. That's why I always laugh when teams have a whole bunch of salary cap. Oh, this team has all this salary cap money, and you know what they do with it? They make idiotic moves. To me, paying JJ Watt $15 million for saying a situational pass rusher. Now, if you're paying 15, 16, 17 million dollars for Myles Garrett, okay. I mean, I get it. I mean, he's one of the best young defensive ends. You're paying $20 million for Khalil Mack. Okay, I get it.
I get it. But JJ Watt by what, 30 something?
When you go and or you know, TJ Watt's, I'll pay TJ Watt $15, $20 million. I'm not paying JJ Watt that. So a lot of times teams they just be wanting to say that they made a splash, but it's just you know, you're spending money. Okay, yeah, you're spending money, but it's money that's not spent well. You know, it's just money it's not money spent well. So hey, if I'm wrong this time next year and JJ Watt comes out and wins Defensive Player of the Year, okay, I'll come on here and I'll eat crow. But I just don't see it, man.
I mean, either. I will Marcus on this. I don't see it at all, whatsoever.
Well,
a 32-year-old with bad elbows, bad knees. You know, a bad back, 32 years old, and it's like, man, it comes to a point where, you got to be realistic with people. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I can't pay you that much money, but somebody over there, like in the words of my good friend Dennis Home,
A sucker born every day.
every day. There's a sucker born every day. So we'll see. Like I said, if he comes out and he's the defensive player of the year and he has double-digit sacks, I'll come on this show this time next year. I'm like, hey man, I was wrong, but I don't see it. I don't think that'll happen.
Let me read these comments before we get to the next topic. Mario BG said comments on Stephon Diggs' upcoming season. Oh yeah, guess what? By the way, Buffalo Bills edition to Rise Up Early will be back next month on April 11th. If you are a big Bills fan, Bills Mafia fan, you can come on there and watch us. I have Marcus Betts come on the show too because he likes to stir the pot a lot. Mookie Hawkins is in the building. With that, I have anybody who want to talk Bills talk, come on there and talk Bills. So Stephon Diggs, we'll talk about Stephon Diggs a little bit coming up. Let me read some more. JPP makes $14 million. Concern is David and Sue re-signing. Right. Tampa Bay not even in the conversation. As a diehard fan, he said, I feel like we didn't need J.J. Watt. I'd rather take young progressing players in the league. And I also feel like it would have made sense. But then again, no. Ron Thomas, Ron, love the Super Bowl talk. Ernest Olive said, like Dallas. Oh, shoot. You guys don't read the comments enough. Oh, no. Yes, we do. I'm on it. Trust me, I'm on it. I try to get on it as much as possible, man. Promise. All right. We are comment driven. By the way, like and share the show too. Going to be a tough division. So is Kyler's job safe, or do they trade for Watson? Ooh. Boy, oh boy. That's an interesting conversation to be had. Watson could go a couple places, but let's get into the next topic. By the way, this is what it looks like. This is what that J.J. Watt thing just looked like with the entire world. If you see it here, you see it. Buffalo thought they had him. D-Hop comes and snatches J.J. Watt away. By the way, I want to say something, though. As funny as this may be to some folks, the Buffalo Bills got better after this. I just want to put that out there. The Buffalo Bills, I don't think, lost a game after this one.
Wait, they didn't lose a game after that?
They got blown out in the AFC Championship. That's what
I'm about to say.
Besides, you know what I mean.
He said besides that.
Besides that, sir, thank you. I know you would love to be in the NFC Championship game. One day.
I've been in the NFC Championship game, and I've been to 10 Super Bowls, and I got 5 Super Bowl rings. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I seen another stat where they had J.J. Watt, and then they had all these teams. There's 3 players, and they had four teams over there. I'm like, okay, it didn't make sense. Yeah, we'll go with this one, but just make sure you remember that the Bills got better after this. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna tell you. Moving right along, this one's gonna get ugly. I can see it very quickly getting hostile. Top ringless quarterbacks. We're going to spend about 7 to 10 minutes on this. All right. The top ringless quarterbacks. Number 1, Dan Marino. Number 2, Jim Kelly. Number 3, Randall Cunningham. 4, Frank Tarkenton. 5, Phillip Rivers. 6, Warren Moon. 7, Dan Fouts. 8, Steve McNair. 9, Michael Vick. 10, Jim Everett.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
This list, is this a cap or no cap? Put it in the comment section if you agree with this list or you don't. I'm going to tell you that I don't agree with this list.
And what part
of this? What
part of this don't you agree with?
Right.
Excuse me. What? Phillip Rivers over Warren Moon? No. Nice drop. I don't care about stats. Stats can be very subjective and they can be misleading. If you think Phillip Rivers was better than Warren Moon, I'm gonna really need you to sit down. I'm gonna need you really to go back and watch Warren Moon.
Wait, hold on, Andre. Man, where's Tony Romo at? I don't see him on that list. Where's
Oh,
Tony
Tony
Romo?
Romo not even on this list. Yo, a Dallas Cowboy is not even on this list. Will Lombard said that this is a legit list, in my opinion. Okay.
There's no Dallas Cowboys on there because we win Super Bowls. That's why. This is for teams that don't win Super Bowls.
Ooh.
And you know, Rocco, just for the record, you have a lot to say about the Cowboys. As long as the Cowboys have not,
I know it.
as long as the Cowboys haven't gone without a ring, you know the Bears haven't won a Super Bowl since those 85 Super Bowl Shuffle Bears. And you're talking about the Cowboys, really?
Well, I can't talk about my team. Our quarterbacks suck.
And this is still the same team that moved from number 4 to number 2 to draft Mitchell Trubisky, and you're making comments about other franchises? A team that moved up, a team that could have drafted Patrick Mahomes, they could have drafted Deshaun Watson, they could have drafted Josh Allen, and
they would have wasted them anyway. Let's just be honest, they would have wasted them anyway.
And then you go and make a desperate attempt and get Nick Foles, and you're making comments about other franchises?
Yeah, they should have got Cam Newton. We all know that.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna read. I gotta read this. Mario BG said the Falcons blew a 24-point lead. Why is he talking about the Bills? Will Bombard said never lost the game after that. Tell that old Carl Winslow to sit back on the couch. Ernest said 25 years ago. Brandon said, hey, to the guy said, wake up, Brandon. Well, I played.
I have one comment. What's longer, 25 years or never? What's longer?
Out.
25 years. You know, it kills me. Just for the record, I'm just gonna say this because I know that there's a few Billy Goat fans in here. Okay, do you all know that the Buffalo Bills are the only team in the AFC East who don't have a Super Bowl ring? Yeah. The New York Jets have a ring. The Miami Dolphins, the only undefeated team in NFL history, have a ring. And we all know what the Patriots do. So, again, what's longer, 25 years or never?
Can we get back to this list?
Okay, just putting that out there because look, it's like a high school dropout teasing on a person with a PhD who didn't win the valedictorian. Until you win one, we'll win 6 before you get to 1. Remember that. So you may continue.
Oh, by the way, for the record, I actually was being genuine about Tony Romo. I wasn't making jokes. Like, you know, him being top 10 on this list, I mean, Tony Romo at number 10 would have been
I think look, and I'm not just saying this, I never want to be the Homer Cowboys person. Tony Romo was better than Jim Everett. He was better than Jim Everett. Now, all the rest of these guys on here, Steve McNair played in the Super Bowl, Dan Fouts, the Eric Coryell, Warren Moon. If Warren Moon gets to play quarterback coming to the league, instead of having to spend 10 years in the CFL, because back then they didn't think a black man could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. All of those records that you see with Tom Brady and Drew Brees, Warren Moon would have all of those records right now. And I'll say that. Phillip Rivers, good quarterback. Fran Tarkenton, modern day quarterback, mobile quarterback that ran around and made plays. Randall Cunningham was Michael Vick before Michael Vick. Jim Kelly really needs no, we know what Jim Kelly did. Jim Kelly just, sometimes you play in an era, and I tell people all the time, eras matter. We played the Bills twice in the Super Bowl. Jim Kelly was a hell of a quarterback. He just ran into buzzsaw teams. I would say Jim Kelly is the Patrick Ewing of the NFL. He's the Reggie Miller of the NFL. And what I mean by that, now, I don't say that. No. I'm not saying that.
Let me read this comment, Marcus, because you need to hear this.
No, I'm not saying that when I say that, I don't say that disrespectfully. Sometimes you play in an era where there's just buzz.
People consider to you.
How many rings would Reggie Miller or or Karl Malone and John Stockton have if it wasn't for Michael Jordan? Jim Kelly just played in an era where those 90s Cowboys teams were just dominant. And then he had to go through a murderer's row with because he was in the same division with Dan Marino. So
let me read this real quick, Marcus, because I know you about to cook. You cooking on the show. Listen, Marcus hasn't talked Cowboys since week 6 past season. Can't wait to hear Super Bowl talking division champs from Marcus again for the 25th year in a row. Woo! Said Buck Flair. He being funny. Hold on, let me read. You know what?
Buck Flair. I'll take that from Buck Flair. I'll take that from you. I'll take that. I'll read that.
Read some more of these. Marcus, there's more. There's a whole lot more. They said,
okay.
Where's Boomer? They said, where's Boomer Esiason? Where's Jim Harbaugh? Brandon Herrera said, Cowboys only won those Super Bowls because of the Walker trade with Vikings. So Cowboys.
It doesn't matter. That's how it works. The Bulls only won theirs because they drafted Michael Jordan instead of.
Yo, Kellen for the culture said, how many Hall of Famers is on this list?
Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Fran
Randall Cunningham.
No, Randall Cunningham's not. I don't think
Warren Moon and Dan Fouts.
Let's see. Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Fran Tarkenton. That's 3. Warren Moon. That's 4. Dan Fouts. That's 5. 5 out of the 10.
All right.
5 out of the 10.
You know, I think we could have a discussion about who's at number 9 on the list. Now let's ask this. If he wouldn't have had to leave the league for 2 years, would he be higher on this list?
No, because here's the thing. Michael and Ron, you could probably back me up on this, I would think.
Yeah. Michael
Vick didn't really become a really good quarterback until after he went to
right.
He was on record as saying, I wouldn't even read the playbook. And if you look at his game back then, he made one. He would make one read to Algie Crumpler,
right,
or Brian Finneran,
right.
If they weren't open, he would take off running. So
I would tell everybody this. That when Michael Vick became a real quarterback, when he went to Philly, he studied the playbook. He took it serious, and he had something to play for. In Atlanta, he did not really have nothing to play for.
They said take Vicky off and put McNabb on here. Donovan McNabb. They said McNabb. Why isn't McNabb on here? Buck Flair said, yeah, McNabb needs to be on here too. All right. With that being said,
are we cool? Well, I want to ask the panel one thing, and I want to ask everybody in the comment section here. Are we cool with Dan Marino being over Jim Kelly? Are we cool with that? For a man who went to 4 Super Bowls, like I know that Jim Kelly, I know that Dan Marino threw for more yards than Jim Kelly. Are we cool with Jim Kelly being number 2 instead of number 1? The only quarterback on this list to go to 4 straight Super Bowls, and he's number 2. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Are we all cool with Jim Kelly being number 2 instead of number 1 on this list?
They said Randall Cunningham shouldn't be this high on the list.
I'm asking you, Dre. Are you cool with Jim Kelly being number 2? Are we cool with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Actually, to be honest, not cool with the order. Said Willem Bombard. Yeah,
Willem Bombard and OG. Are y'all cool with Jim Kelly being number 2 on this list?
Okay, so if you took a poll, would anybody say that Jim Kelly's a better quarterback than Dan Marino?
I mean, I will say that I will say this, even though Jim Kelly and I don't have a dog in this fight. I believe that Jim Kelly had better teams. I think that's fair to say. Dan Marino never had How many 1,000-yard running backs did Dan Marino ever have in his career?
None. I don't even think.
I think he had one. I think he had one his whole career. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and not the basketball player. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from UCLA. I think that's the only 1,000-yard receiver running back that he ever had.
Ellen Lane is going crazy in the comments. He said Randall never went to a ball. He said Marino went to one. King Shazar, what up, OG? Said that Randall Cunningham was a beast. He should be number 1 on this list. Kelly should be number 2. Willa Mumbai said, I'm taking off Vic and Everett and putting McNabb and Romo on the list. So now here's my question. Romo, he said Romo is top 5. So is he better than Boomer? He better than Boomer Esiason? I've met Boomer personally. I've met him. No. Cool guy.
And I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm looking on these guys. Look, I just said 5 out of these 10 guys are Hall of Famers. Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Fran Tarkenton, Warren Moon, and Dan Fouts.
They said, why is Tony Romo not on this list?
Because Tony Romo never made an NFC championship game, let alone a Super Bowl. I'm a Cowboys fan, guy. Y'all are making me sit up here and have to critique Tony Romo. Tony Romo never made an NFC championship game. So no, you're not going. Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl. Jim Kelly went to the Super Bowl. Randall Cunningham was in the NFC championship. Fran Tarkenton was just on terrible teams. Phillip Rivers, Warren Moon was like top 5 in passing. Dan Fouts,
Randall was better. He said Randall was better because he didn't have a coach or a defense. King Shazar said.
Whoa. Randall Cunningham didn't have a defense. Have you ever heard of a guy named Jerome Brown and Reggie White? That's who his teammates were in his defense. Don't say that Randall Cunningham didn't have a defense. Because
all right, move. Oh, he said Romo didn't have a coach or a defense. He said Romo, not He said Romo.
Romo had Bill Parcells as his coach.
All right. Speaking of which, you want to talk about Romo and Parcells and all these lovely different teams. We're gonna get into best retro logos. Ooh. Just a quick one. I just wanted to have a little fun with this. All right. Which team has the best retro logo? The Pittsburgh Steelers one looked like Popeye the Sailor Man without the spinach. Be honest. The Bears, only if the Bears was really that tough.
Wow.
As they look.
Wow, Dre.
The last couple years.
I used to love that Denver Broncos. I'm a Cowboys fan. But
Marcus, that Denver Bronco one. That horse is sucking up that mile high wind. He's trying not to choke. He's trying not to choke right now.
That Denver Broncos with John Elway back. I'm a huge John Elway fan. I never liked that Patriots logo. That was terrible.
I'm sorry. I have to add. Who the heck told them that this logo was cool? The Cleveland Browns one that looked like he ready to serve Keebler elf cookies to somebody. Who in the world said that was cool? That dude looked like he ready to listen.
But the absolute worst.
The absolute worst.
As bad as some of these logos are, the absolute worst. The absolute, undisputed, undeniable worst logo is that Tampa Bay. That Tampa Bay swashbuckler creamsicle.
You know what? I got one logo worse, and that's the Indianapolis Colts. Like that chin strap looks like it's choking the horse to death.
Oh shoot!
For me, I'll say the Buccaneers, the Colts.
Buccaneers. To me, the Buccaneers. It's hands down. That was terrible, man. That was just. I mean, that one time they asked their coach, "What do you think about the execution of your players? You know, the execution, how they execute." And he says, "I would be all for it." The coach said that. Brian McKay. I mean, it was just they were terrible.
Wow.
Those Buccaneers teams. They were really really bad. And then just with the colors. Now, when they got that pirate flag or whatever, it just kind of sometimes your logo. They were terrible until they were terrible, and then they got that, and they got Warren Sapp, and then they just kind of the Bucks became. But that old Bucks logo was horrid. It was really bad.
Okay, so comments say stand in Buffalo. Kellen Ethan Tweedy said the 49ers. Said Bucko Bruce said Buck Flair. Of course, he liked the Tampa Bay one. Kellen said Houston. King Shazar said Star.
Get rid of that. Then get rid of that new logo you got and go back to the old. Yeah, I was about to say something. That's pretty bad.
Wow. Go ahead. Go back to the logo. What?
That Buccaneers logo was terrible. But I'll tell you what, I think the best one on here though was that old. And I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know somewhere Dennis is just like that old Philadelphia Eagle. That was pretty tight. I like that.
Yo, they said the worst throwback jerseys are the Philadelphia Eagles, hands down, said Willa Bombard. He said the Patriot guy looked like he's taking a dump. They should wear more of them, said Willa Bombard. He liked Tampa's and Houston's. And OG said Falcons has long wings for losing. Or long wings of losing. Overall, the Vikings logo is weak. It looked like a raindrop.
And honestly, I don't like the Rams logo.
Oh yeah, the Rams logo too. Nothing touches the star though. He said nothing touches the star. Said King Chazar. All right.
When they wear those on Thanksgiving, I just think that's so cool, man. I love that uniform. It's pretty cool. It's pretty clean.
All right. So I had to add this one. And the reason why I had to add this into our segment tonight, Devon Stanfield is in the building. He said logo ain't got nothing to do with it. Tampa got a new stadium, new jerseys. A black coach built that program, and a freckle-faced sap came in and got the chip with Tony's team. Said Detroit's look like AWS, said Willa Mumbard. Buck Flair said Doug Williams and Ricky Bell and Leroy Seaman, Salmon, first team to go to the NFC Championship in 4 years of existence. Then people forgot. Sharon Mullen is in the house. By the way, you guys need to go support her. She just came out with a new podcast coming up. All right. I wish she would have said, "Let's get chocolate wasted," but that would have probably been a really good name for it. But nevertheless, that was just my opinion. But Sharon Mullen has a new podcast, by the way. Go support her. All right. She will probably give you all the information you need on her new podcast. It's super dope. I'm going to listen to it. I listened to like the trailer and a couple other things on Spotify. Please go listen to it. All right. Now, with that being said, Spotify, I'm about to spot some stuff. I got to spot some stuff out, or fire start, as I call it. Fire start. A lot of people think that because you're on ESPN or you on these major networks, that means they know more than folks who do podcasts like us, who do network shows like us, who aren't on major networks for the most part. But they think that they know more. That means that they know a whole lot more, or that they're more right than somebody else. So I decided to put up this little slide here that has Max Kellerman on here. Max Kellerman said that he would take these 7 quarterbacks before Lamar Jackson. And I want to know, cap or no cap. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. Cap.
Oh, Waverly, I'm glad you on here. Go ahead, Wade. Tell me.
Cap. Disagree. Cap.
Okay. So which
one
wouldn't you take over Lamar?
Justin Herbert, of course.
Okay. Who else?
Deshaun Watson. Take
Oh.
Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson.
You would take Lamar Jackson over Deshaun Watson?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I got a very good debate for it. Yes.
Oh, bring it. Let's hear it real quick.
Yes. Well, to break it down, basically, DeAndre Hopkins just left the Texans, as we know, right? He's on the Cardinals, right? So it looks like Deshaun Watson, he's out there balling. He just won the passing title with no receiver, They saying Will Fuller, he's just all right. Brandon Cooks and all that. He still got old Randall Cobb. But, he made it happen with no receivers. Lamar, in 19, won MVP. He won MVP. Look what Lamar was doing. Lamar was showing his haters that he could pass the ball a little better, just a little better. He's not that very accurate, but he showed that he could do a little better. He was rushing. I mean, he showed like one of the best seasons we've seen by a black quarterback, like on a certain, like in the AFC like that in a while. And it's like Deshaun, Lamar is making it happen going to the playoffs with not a number one receiver. Who is his number one receiver? Not Marquise Brown. It's not Willie Snead, and it's definitely not Mark Andrews. Who's his number one receiver? Deshaun Watson making it happen with no receivers, but Lamar is making it happen with not a number one receiver. He got role players basically at receiver. And Lamar is just, you always go to the playoffs. I mean, he's losing, but he make it happen. Look how he came in clutch when he got injured in Cleveland. He came back and what he do? Won the game, threw the nice little touchdown to Marquise Brown. He came in clutch. He got more clutch genes to me than Deshaun Watson does have. But I feel like if you get Deshaun Watson,
hold on.
Right.
He's got more clutch. You did watch them play in college against each other, head to head. You did see what Buffalo did to Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, right? When they made, if you take the running away from him, he becomes a Jag, and I don't mean a Jacksonville Jaguar. He becomes just a guy. When you take his running ability away from him, which that's what they did. What the Bills did in that playoff game, what they did is they took Mark Andrews out of that game, and he looked like a deer in headlights. Now, I will say they've done him a huge disservice as far as getting him receiving options. But if you give the now, yes, you're right. Lamar Jackson doesn't have a number one receiver, but you know what he does have? A better offensive line and 3 good running backs. 3 good running.
Right.
Who's the best running back? Who's David Johnson and Duke Johnson? That's the 2 running backs that he's had.
Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller. You give that man a running back and he has no offensive line. Lamar Jackson's offense. Who has a better defense? Lamar Jackson or
Chandler?
So I'm just saying. I mean, Deshaun Watson, and that's why he wants the hell out of Houston. You put Deshaun Watson on. Put him on the Dolphins. Put him on the Colts.
Oh, he's on the Dolphins. That's great.
Put him on the Broncos.
That'd be a Super Bowl a bust right there.
Wait, but let me ask this question.
Read some of these comments. Hold on, before y'all get to talking. Some more. I want to read these comments real fast. Rocco, I'll let you go. Just a second. Ethan said Herbert over Lamar. Kellerman, what are you on? Again, I just want to say this. I'm going to put this disclaimer out one more time. I can constantly keep telling y'all, it is not okay to drink Clorox. Stop thinking that drinking Clorox is okay. That's all I'm going to say. All right. King Chazar said Mahomes, Watson, Rodgers, Brady, Wilson, Jackson, Dak. Okay. He said Derrick Henry, only running back I would take over Lamar. Oh, wow. Wow, said OG. Devon Sanfeld said, I hate y'all. He said, I want to argue that Vikings should have taken Lamar in the draft instead of Kurt in drafting whoever they did in the draft
You too good for
Devon
that, Davion. Don't play me, nigga.
Devon said, stay letting people talk foolishness. Great defense and great coaching, said King Chazar. Nick Wright. He said, Buck said Ravens defense, but he choked the last 3 years. Ravens O-line, top 5. Watson had more talent in Clemson than Jackson had in Louisville. Marcus, come on, said Ethan Smith.
And I responded to
Wait,
that.
hold
Yes,
on.
he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But who's had a better supporting cast in the pros?
Okay, so let me keep reading the comments. No good receiver want to go there. Devon said, I'm going to bed. He said, Marcus, I can't believe you wasting your time with this. Put Watson on the Ravens. Does he take them further, said Willem Bombard. Right, and you responded to that. But answer Willem Bombard's question, said, put Watson on the Ravens. Does he take them further?
Right, but hold on.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And here's the reason why. Because he doesn't have to do as much. 2, he won't get hit as much. Let's not forget, the Texans have not had a first-round draft pick in like 2 or 3 years. And they don't have one again this year. And if they would have had the number 3 pick in the draft this season that they traded for Laramie Tunsil to from the Miami Dolphins. Without that, they would have had the number 3 pick in this year's draft. Who's got a better offensive line, the Ravens with Ronnie Stanley or the Texans? Who's got a better running back core? And I would dare say, who's got a better tight end? Mark Andrews, probably a top 5 tight end. Now, yeah, they both of their wide receiving cores suck. Who's got a better defense, the Texans or the Ravens? So yeah, yes, I think
I said Watson on the Ravens, and the Ravens offense is no longer one-dimensional.
Exactly. Thank you, Devon. Because Deshaun can throw the hell out the ball. So look, that's why it is imperative. And we're going to see, because if he sits out this year, he said he's willing to sit out. He says he's willing to sit out regular season games. I don't know, because he's got a $28 million salary cap this season. Ooh. He would miss out on $28 million. I don't know nobody that's gonna be like, I ain't playing. You can just take my 20. He had to get back his signing bonus, but he needs to get the hell out of Houston. Now you done got rid of J.J. Watt. You done got rid of Jadeveon Clowney. You done got rid of Will Fuller. You done got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. Get the hell out of Houston, bro.
All right. Well, look, I'll say one thing, because with Max Kellerman, he's very intelligent when it comes to boxing, but almost everything else, I don't pay attention to him. All right. But secondly, to bring up the whole Ravens versus Texans argument, he mentioned that the Ravens wide receivers, they don't really have much. But guess what? The Texans wide receivers, they didn't really have much. I mean, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, like all of those guys have either been injury prone or they're way past their prime. So when it comes to Baltimore and it comes to Houston, I look at it as, if you flip the two, you put Lamar on Houston and you put Deshaun in Baltimore would do a heck of a lot better than Lamar would in Houston. And Marcus, we actually saw in Houston not a long time ago, James Harden was willing to sacrifice a lot of money to get out of Houston. And eventually he got his wish at the end.
That's comparing basketball contracts are fully guaranteed. That's why they're able to do that. That's why they can do that. Football players, the contracts aren't worth the damn paper that they're written on. So that's why basketball players have a little bit more leverage when it comes to stuff like that, and they can pull stunts like that because their contracts are guaranteed. So football players don't have that luxury. Even when you look at like Dak Prescott, what happened to him this year? Okay, you got $32 million, and then you snap your ankle, and now you're a free agent. It's like, now people are like, well, do we really want to pay him? Is he going to come back? His ankle was backwards the last game we saw him play. So the injuries and stuff are more. It happens a little bit more in football. So comparing NBA and Major League Baseball contracts to NFL contracts. It's comparing apples to oranges.
All
All
right.
right, well, I'm gonna take off. So, Andre, it was good talking to you, bub.
Oh, Rocco. All right. Thanks for joining. Obviously, thanks for coming on. You know you invited anytime. You know that. All right. With that being said, I got some comments to read. Watson on the Ravens. Oh yeah, we said that. Marcus, honestly, it's been similar. D-Hop. Watson had D-Hop. Who was Lamar had at receiver? Deshaun decimated Alabama twice back-to-back years. Deshaun had more talent, but you can't name a player that's a star on it in the NFL on that team. Not one. King Chazar said Max is a beast at boxing. That's it. Just like Stephen A. only knows hoops. 3.3 million fines before regular season. Watson too smart. Can Deshaun hold out this year if not traded? Yeah, he can. Of course he can. Lamar's clutch gene is non-existent. Lamar had a 51-49 lead against Deshaun and could have out threw it out away, but threw a pick. Deshaun then picks them up and wins and goes to the chip. He got to stand his ground. He plays for them this year. He looks awful weak now. I've always said it. Lamar won't get a ring ever. The following year, Deshaun destroyed Lamar. Yep. Also, Ethan tweeted he has never had a wide receiver like Hopkins, but Watson has never had running backs, line, defense like Jackson. June 1st is when he's traded because Texans will have only 5.9 million dead cap. If traded now, Texans dead cap is 22 million. Deshaun led the league in passing with a madhouse in a locker room that Bill O'Brien destroyed. Woo! Going ape. All right, going ape. So, did we agree that Justin Herbert is the only one you would take off? Did we all agree to that? Justin Herbert's the only one we taking off?
I mean, Justin Herbert did look good this year.
I mean, he looked good this year.
Nobody off, huh?
Yeah, leave them all on there.
Everybody stays. So Max Kellerman look like he know what he's talking about?
Once in a lifetime.
I'm going to say Justin Herbert is the only one that comes off. You got to see more from Justin Herbert. All right, moving along. You know I got to kind of talk about you guys just a little bit.
Lord have mercy.
Homer
I
pick.
knew that this would start some trouble.
Lord have mercy.
I'm with the trouble, with the smoke. All right. So you guys that keep talking this crap.
Oh, is that Frauders? Uh-oh. Is that Frauders up there, man? Oh,
They
man.
go Rogers thing again. Listen,
They got Frauders up there.
you especially, you need to read this. You need to read this for yourself since you want to keep talking about fraudsters, okay? This is what you need to read, all right? This was especially for you, Wave. All right? Read it and weep. All right. With that being said, we are going to move on because I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers too long. You get about 2 minutes. You've seen it. You saw his action. That's all I'm going to say. But folks that were just talking about Lamar Jackson, I kind of hid this from you. You guys want to explain?
Okay.
Make it make sense. Make this make sense. And I'm not talking about.
Hold on, I'm getting my next
Dre.
one.
Numbers are closed.
Yeah. Make this make sense.
Mm.
Yo, what did I just see? Oh, Willa Bombard is laughing because he said fraudsters. That is funny. I think that is hilarious that he calls them fraudsters. I find that hilarious. It tickles me pink almost. All right, with that being said, Devon Stanfield said Baker or Dak could go ahead of Lamar. How many games did each of them play? Well, in this case, it looked like they're combining 2 seasons. So it's looking like Mahomes played 29, Lamar played 30.
Look, there's stats that are skewed. Has Lamar ever had a 50 touchdown season where he threw for 50 touchdowns? Has he ever done that? This man threw for 50 touchdowns in a season. People always want to take they always want to take just 1 year, and they skewed it. Let's go back to 2018 too. Don't sit up there and just take those 2 years. What happened in 2018? What happened in 2018? So Patrick Mahomes had a 50 touchdown season. So until Lamar can do that, hey, I just don't believe it.
As I said, put up the postseason numbers.
Put up postseason numbers. Yeah, put up
to be honest, Patrick Mahomes got a ring. And we're at the Super Bowl this past season.
Buck Flair said that stat doesn't show running back stats. It says Mahomes missed 1 game, and in the last 2 seasons, he's only played 2 to 4 possessions in week 16. That's where you effing start.
Hey, on this list right here, which one of them has a Super Bowl MVP?
Oh, you know. It would be the guy over here on the left. But I'm saying, well, here we go again with another big name media source coming up with these. I just think it's hilarious, honestly. All right, so we're not even gonna get into this tonight because if we get into this, this is gonna be forever. I'm gonna say this for another time, another day. All right, but just to be clear, if we're going by last year, so the criteria on this, I would need to know: is this for career-wise, or is this based on last year? Because if this is based on last year, I'm sick of y'all with this Buffalo bias hate. Sir Walter Raleigh won. One of these is coming off, and he's going on up there. I'm sorry. If we talking about last year, one of these is coming off, and Josh Allen's going up there. I don't care what people say. They're going to be mad at me. But oh well. If this is last year criteria only, if this is career-wise, then 1, 2, 3 is coming off the solid list. And definitely
Tom Brady's only a solid quarterback. Like I'm trying to see what their criteria is for this.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to. This is why I didn't want to get into.
You mean the Tom Brady who just carved up the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
Out.
That Tom Brady.
Out.
The Josh Allen who played the
Marcus bring the heat again.
The Josh Allen who played the Seahawks head to head and carved up the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm.
So look, y'all are making me have to defend Josh Allen here.
Whoa,
I don't know if this is a lifetime. Is this a lifetime achievement award? Or is this
Devon Stanfield said that Deshaun would have to come off this list?
How many games did the Texans win this year? 4, 12.
That's why they come off the list. I think that's why Deshaun would come off the list is based upon wins and losses. But if we're talking about individual stats, Deshaun led the lead in passing. Aaron led the league in touchdown passes. Mahomes, it would have to be between these two. This one, Russ, and this one, Mahomes. And I don't know if you take off Mahomes, who went to the Super Bowl game.
And when the hell did Ryan Tannehill become a great quarterback?
And no offense, I'm sorry, but Josh beat Russ 1v1. Sorry.
When did Ryan Tannehill become a great quarterback? When the hell did this happen? Ryan Tannehill's a great quarterback?
Well, first of all, you're reading it wrong. I think you guys are reading it wrong. then again, maybe you're not. Hold up.
The elite quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and Patrick Mahomes. The great quarterbacks on this list are Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Ryan Tannehill.
You got it.
When
Tannehill great over Brady, Breeze, over Roethlisberger, over. Wait a minute. I don't even know if he's over Matty Ice.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Dre, I will say this. Matt Ryan should not be up that far.
Matt Ryan.
No, Ryan sucked. Matt Ryan should be average.
Matt does not suck. Y'all are guys.
He should be average.
Y'all are making me sit up. Y'all are sitting up here making me defend Matty. Matty Ice is not. Matty Ice
since 2016, bro.
All I gotta say, Marcus.
How many games?
At the end of the day, we go by wins and losses. Yes or no?
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay.
Okay. Do you consider Deshaun Watson to be an elite quarterback?
Yes.
He won 4 games this year and lost 12.
I mean, look what he did before.
If we're going off of that criteria, I just asked you. You said it's about wins and losses. Deshaun Watson.
Look what he done before. You hardly nothing. Matt Ryan had Julio Jones, Wally White up since he been in the NFL and just went to the Super Bowl one time.
Justin Herbert acting like a bitch.
Part of it too, just like I was saying, we were having the debate about Jim Kelly. Sometimes you play in an era where you're just in an era where, number one, he played in the same division as Drew Brees.
Right.
The all-time leading passer ever played in the same division as him.
I'm with you on that.
And then he played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, does that mean he sucks? No, that doesn't mean he sucks. He run into a buzzsaw,
I just think, this is my opinion, I just think Matt Ryan average. Average, at best.
But I will take average ass Ryan Tannehill, and I will put him on my team any day of the week. You give Ryan Tannehill a prime Ezekiel Elliott. Give him Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup.
Why you want Ryan Tannehill? I thought you was talking about Matty Ice. Which one is it?
No, that's what I meant. We got it. Yes, I'm talking about Matt Ryan. But Ryan Tannehill is garbage dumpster. He's an all right quarterback. I won't call him garbage dumpster. He has gotten better. Anybody getting away from Adam Gase should have a better career, because I think Adam Gase he's toxic to quarterback.
What I'm saying, Marcus, when you cut into the NFL with weapons and Tony Gonzalez and Wally White and Julio Jones and all these players, and you at best.
Okay, and what was Atlanta's defense like during those years?
We were like, one time we were 17.
17 is not good. It's an average defense.
We seen people run with. Yes or no?
Generally, championship caliber teams, they have a top 5 offense and generally a top 10 defense.
Okay.
17, there's 32 teams in the NFL.
I just said, Marcus. We've seen people
comment in the comment section from Corey Williams that says that Zeke is not elite. He said, out of all them quarterbacks up there, Matt Ryan is the most consistent with 45K and 45K years in and year out. He said, did he just tag elite with Zeke? Baker is average, said Will LeBombard, even though Devon Stanfield said that he would have Baker on there. Garoppolo, Goff, and Trubisky go to below.
Whoever just asked me, did Ezekiel Elliott have a crappy year this year? Yes, he did. He still had 900 yards rushing. Do you know who has the most rushing yards since 2015? Since 2015.
Miller said Joe Burrow too. Where's Joe Burrow on this list?
Do you know who's at the most rushing yards since 2015? Mr. Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry came into the league the same year. Just saying.
And he has more yards than Derrick Henry?
Yes, he does.
Wow. Interesting enough. All right. Only 7 quarterbacks are legit. The rest of the 25 are solid just to have a job. Breeze and Big Ben should be there, but have looked okay last year. All right. Now, who else is on this doggone team? We moving on. All right. We're going to move on. Y'all not going to like this. Because this right here can get some folks in trouble. And this is basketball talk. And I know you guys like football talk. You love your football talk. But we just did a whole, I said, like the show. I think it's dope. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a bunch. So that I'm listening and posting now. I appreciate that. We got some basketball talk to do, Marcus, and everybody else who's on here. I think it's me, Marcus, and Dalton.
I'm here.
Of course, Mr. Consistent is always on the block. Dalton, what did you have to say about that last stint that we just did, that last topic?
Oh, he's about the average and elite thing?
Yeah.
Was it like an all-time or was it this year?
Yeah, see, we was trying to figure the criteria out on that.
If it was like last year, I was like, I would have put Drew Brees as average. The reason I said it because like he got injured. Like I don't see how Ryan Tannehill is on that list. Like whoever made this list, they need to take a COVID test. I don't agree with the list.
Dalton, you guys are shooting today. You guys are really shooting. All right. With that being said, I have to get some NBA in here some way, somehow, because, we talk NBA too. So I started it off with something that I feel like we can have conversation on. Marcus, don't dump your head. I see your head down now. Your head is down, but I need your head I need you to be locked in, as coaches say in basketball, which, by the way, I want to shout out to Juan Slaughter for giving me another opportunity to coach the AAU basketball team this year. I want to give her props. Thank you so very much again to Juan Slaughter, who is the owner of the Buffalo 716ers here in Western New York, giving me an opportunity to do things with the community and kids as far as basketball is concerned. Tryouts were really good. I had a whole lot of fun scrimmaging other coaches who have played college. By the way, I just want to tell you, the fire started in those scrimmages, by the way. Go ask her. Now, with that being said, 30 top duels in NBA history. You see it. I'm not reading all of these because if I read these, it'll take about 2 to 4 minutes to read all these. What I want to know is, do you agree with the order that these are in, for one? And two, is there any one that you don't think should be on this list and that's just excessive to be on this list? All right. Is there one that you just think is, man, this is excessive? Why are they even on the list? And two, do you think that anybody else could be on the list that isn't on the list? All right. So I'll start with you, Dalton.
Well, I do agree with this, but the one problem is like Curry and KD is way too high. The reason I say it because they haven't played very much. They barely play, so I think they should be on the bottom, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Same thing like LeBron and Wade. I mean, they barely played though, but just didn't play longer like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, Magic and KAJ.
Okay, Marcus, go ahead.
I think Duncan and Parker definitely need to be up higher. At 13, how many champions? He got 4 championships. Like they were together for most of those championships. Now I love Karl Malone and John Stockton, but come on, man, you got to move Duncan and Parker up. I'd have to get Duncan and Parker in the top 10. I have to get them in the top 10. And I would probably move Russell and Kusi into the top 5. Russell and Kusi. How many championships do they have? Russell and Kusi? 5, 6, 7, 10. LeBron and Wade had what, 2? Then got blown out by the Spurs. Got blown out by the Mavericks. LeBron and Wade would not be in the top 5, and they would not be in the top 5 in here. I'm moving Duncan and Parker into the top 10, and then I'm moving Kusi and Russell into the top 5. And Duncan and Wade's ass is dropping down to about 13, where Duncan and Parker are at.
Let me read some comments real quick. By the way, I am liking and sharing while the comments is going, while the conversation is going. Please like and share the show. Again, this is Monday Night Madness. We are getting closer to the end of the show, but I have a couple things I need to say about this list real quick. But I wanted to make sure that I got in all the shares so that our basketball fans can hear this, that listen to Monday Night Madness and other shows that we have on the platform. So, with that being said, I want to first and foremost say there is a discrepancy with 4 and 5 to me. I think if any duel should be with Curry, I think it's Klay. Klay has been with Curry for all 3. I get it, KD 1-2, and obviously you know what KD's impact was to the Warriors, which now makes me question this. Would you say that Curry and KD's impact was more significant than LeBron and Wade's impact in those championships they won? That's my first question that I have. That's my first question. My second question now is, and this one's gonna hurt even more. At their positions, woo! This is where it gets real. At their positions, which one do you think is the best at their position? And don't say it doesn't matter, because it does. Honestly. Now, obviously, we're not going to touch 1, 2, or 3. Right? We're not touching 1, 2, or 3. John Stockton, Karl Malone never won a ring. The Ringless brothers.
Exactly.
You can call them Barnum, Bailey, and the circus. The ring, the only way they get rings is at a circus. Yeah. No. Okay. Wilton West.
In their defense, they did run into, like I said, sometimes the era that you play in, you just run into a buzzsaw. I was saying about Jim Kelly, don't discredit somebody just because they don't have rings. John Stockton and Karl Malone were one of the most dynamic duos in the league. They just ran into Michael Jordan twice in the finals, man.
Let me tell you how dynamic they are, and I still would say the only way they get rings is in the circus. Number one, John Stockton is probably one of the best point guards ever. I mean, this dude averaged about 14 assists a couple seasons in a row.
All-time assist leader.
Yes, all-time assist leader. I think he's top 5 in steals as well. For people who don't believe in defense, he's a phenomenal defender, folks. I think forget about John Stockton. This is defense. Karl Malone, one of the best post players around. They call it the mailman for a reason. Delivering the mail, even though I don't like him personally, I'm not a big fan of Karl Malone. Can't take away what Karl Malone individual wise has done as far as what he's done for his career. But I don't know if I'm putting him at 8. I think Curry and Clay would be over them. I would put Curry and Clay over them. We haven't even dived into the 11s, the 11 through. I think Duncan and Parker deserve a lot more respect than they're getting on this list. Duncan has 5 rings. How many does Tony Parker have? Don't just guess. You might want to look that up.
I'm going to say 3.
So I'm going to read the comments. Okay. And they're buzzing. Corey Williams said, I don't agree. Duncan has 5 chips. Duncan and Parker have 5 chips. Ding, 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 ding. That's your answer. Corey said 11. Nah, it's a team game. Stockton and Malone, definite better than Duncan and Parker.
Parker does not have 5 rings.
No.
Parker was not on that first team. The point guard then was Avery.
Wasn't on the first team with David Robinson and
Avery Johnson and Vinny Del Negro were the 2 guys there. So he was not. I think he's got 3 or 4. He doesn't have 5 because he wasn't on that first team.
Correct. Now, Parker has 4.
He has 4. Okay.
He has every other ring besides the one with David Robinson. King Chazar said they ran into Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
Cousy and Russell have 11. That Heat duo choked to the Mavs. Sharon Mullen said the top 3 are correct. KD and Curry more deadlier than Clay. Bill Russell, best big man of all time.
How do you have Stockton and Malone above Russell and Cousy?
Hold on. She said, I agree with Marcus on LeBron and Wade. I do too. I don't have a problem with what he said. Steph and Clay should be switched with Curry and KD. LeBron and Wade, definitely too high. I would move Stockton and Malone out of the top 10 and put them 12. The fact that LeBron up there twice shows he had more help than Michael. Don't even get me started on that. Parker has 4. Michael, Pippen, Shaq, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, Bird, McHale, KD, and Curry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How was Isaiah and Dumars at 11 too? They got 2 rings.
Cousy and Russell should be number 1, said Corey. So Irvin and Malone with the Sixers. Nice duel. Kareem and Oscar. Interesting. LeBron and Kyrie was number 15 with the Cavs. Kobe and Gasol actually won 2 rings. Not understanding how LeBron and Kyrie is over them, but okay. Yeah, Sharon, I agree with that. I think Steph and Clay is over Steph and KD, and I get it. KD is a deadly force, but Clay has 3 with Curry. We got Durant and Russell Westbrook made the list. They really made the. Wait a minute. Whoa. Time out. Durant and Russ over Shaq and Penny? I don't know about that. Nah, I think that's a stretch. Corey Williams said Jordan doesn't have 11 rings. Well, Corey, to be very honest, Bill Russell played in the league when there wasn't too many people who looked like him was in the league either. Plus, on top of that, there were only a couple teams in the NBA at that point. Yeah, different eras definitely matter. Dynamics matter. He was one of his kind, Bill Russell, in the era he played in, and he only played 8 teams. I don't even think it was too many teams. He owned Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, I give you that. He did own Wilt. He definitely owned Wilt, for sure. Patrick Ewing and Starks is on here. Barkley and KJ is on here. It's interesting. Kid and Carter is on here. I almost said Kid and Play. Ooh. Reed and Frazier. Kemp and Peyton is on here too. Interesting. All right. And with that being said, I think we got about 5 minutes left in the show. I'm gonna see what else we had on here. Oh my goodness! Oh, I totally forgot about this, y'all. By the way, you watching Monday Night Madness, where this is the only place you're gonna get stuff like this on the show. By the way, I love Gary Payton and Kemp. They also ran into Michael. They just put anyone on here. If y'all just gonna go by ring, then we don't need a list. LOL. Right. I ain't going by just rings. I'm going by impact too. Not the biggest fan of the order. I ain't gonna lie to you. But if a fight broke out, wow. You guys can put this in the comment section for yourself. I won't get into this one too long. If a fight breaks out on the court between all of them, who's the last man standing? You can put the comments in the comment section for this one. All right. They said Oakley or Rodman. All right, keep going. All right. In their prime, who's the best point guard shown here? Interesting. just some of the topics that was going to be on the show, but we only got a few minutes left, so I want to go through real quick. If all six were on the same team and at their peak, who would be pushed off the bench? Ooh. What player would be on the bench? Wow. Wow. So, you said by Curry. Josh Bailey said LeBron. OG said that. OG said that's easy. LeBron said Corey. Well, there's only one point guard, so it wouldn't be Steph. OG Ernest said Curry. King said y'all crazy. MJ can run the point for LeBron. Jen said one center, so it wouldn't be Shaq.
For me, I'm gonna say LeBron James.
You said LeBron?
Yes, sir.
So, oh my God, this is gonna be so unconventional. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all really not gonna like this. But let me explain. So, if we're talking about conventionally how basketball is played now, ooh-wee. So, I really don't want to do this because people are going to be highly upset. I know they're going to get upset when I say this. But it's Shaq. It's Shaq. As much as I want to say LeBron James is a point four. Michael's a shooting guard. Curry is a combo. Kobe is a shooting guard. And KD is technically, let's be clear, for those who don't understand, KD technically can play three positions, which is shooting, small, and power. So, because of his wingspan and because of how tall Durant is, it sounds terrible. It's Shaq because he don't make free throws. I get it. Shaq will probably be dominant down low too. Dominant. He would be dominant. Dominant down low. He would, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not. Yeah, he can. I was being modest when I said KD can play three. He really could play four. If we're really going there, he really could play four. I said three because you don't really naturally see him play point guard, but or center. But I'm just thinking about how the game is played now. It would have to be LeBron or Shaq. And that sounds bad, but that's the truth. Because Stephen Curry, that guy in the white jersey, has changed how basketball is being played. if we're going to talk about transcendent players who have impacted the league, Stephen Curry better be on your top 3 list, or I'm pissed. Curry has to be on the list of transcendent players who have transformed the game or have had the biggest impact on the game. And Steph Curry hasn't just had the impact on the game professionally, but it's in every level. High school, college, AAU, NBA. Like, like Stephen Curry has definitely impacted the game. Crazy. Corey Williams, if you think Damian Lillard is the MVP this season over Stephen Curry, oh Lord, we're gonna have we're going to have a legitimate debate on another show. Corey, if you think Damian Lillard is the MVP over Stephen Curry, wow. Whenever you want that debate, I'm for the smoke, and that's professionally and respectfully. Is it no Nurkic, no McCollum? Curry has no Clay, a rookie in Wiseman who's off the bench, and Draymond Green with who? With who? I'm not understanding. Curry is averaging 30. There's only 2 players that average more than him, and that's in a matter of fact, there's not. It's no, yes, there is. There's 2. Bill and Embiid. That's it. That's fine. I get it. What player wins the MVP as an 8 seed? But I will tell you this: if Steph Curry is not playing on the Warriors, the Warriors are probably 2-30 right now. Like what? What? I mean, the Blazers are what seed is the Blazers right now? To be exact, I'm gonna say they're like. Let me make sure I got this right. I don't want to misspeak on the show before we go off the air. Western Conference rankings. I think there's so. Wait a minute. I could have swore the Warriors before the Lakers game was 7 in the rankings. Oh, because they lost to the Lakers, they dropped to the 8th seed. So because of that, wait a minute. Wait up a minute. So the Warriors have just as many wins as the Blazers and the Nuggets, but because they've played 2 more games, they're 8th seed. So wait a minute. The Blazers are 19-14. The Spurs are 17-13. The Nuggets are 19-15. The Warriors are 19-16, which technically the 5th through the 8th seed is separated by 1 game. And we're talking about Dame over Curry because of that. What? Wow. The surprise team is Phoenix to me. Well, then again, I'm not really surprised too much. Yeah, I get it. Seeding is seeding, but come on. We're talking about one game. Wait a minute. 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 Seeding is seeding. Bro, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing the seeding is seeding thing when I've watched Milwaukee legitimately get their tails banked by, wait a minute. Whoa. No, 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 no. I'm not buying the seeding is seeding thing. Not buying it. That Oubre and Wiggins is better than Melo and Trent Jr. Trash. Wiggins has been garbage this year. What? Wiggins has been straight garbage this year. I'm sorry. Anybody who put Wiggins as a conversation for good players this year, right. No. I'm talking about to win an MVP, you can't be the 8 seeds here. I don't think that they end up being the 8 seed, though. I really don't think that the Warriors will be the 8 seed. I don't. Yeah, Draymond need to be in the lineup because he's averaging 12 assists a game. Matter of fact, I think Draymond has the most assists this year per game. I don't. Yes, thank you. He's a wastebasket. Wiggins is trash. Please don't bring Wiggins in no conversation. Oubre is good. But yeah, I'm not buying the Wiggins thing. And I think it's kind of they might not make the playoffs. You know what? There's 4 teams right now that's all in the same retrospect that may not make the playoffs. That's tough. That's really tough. I don't think Denver would miss the playoffs. Draymond ball in the last few games. Yeah, he averages 7 points. I think 8 assists. 12 assists, 8 rebounds, something like that. I think that's his stat line for this year. 7, 8, and 12. Shaq even talked crap about Draymond a little bit. Talking about how he's not the man no more. I mean, was that Shaq? That may not have been Shaq. That might have been somebody else. And I'm trying to figure out who it is. I remember hearing it. And I'm like, I think Draymond still is the heart and soul. I think he just got to step it up even more. Assist what I'm referring to. Yeah, I get it. No, Denver is good. I don't think Denver's missing the playoffs. Draymond got them assists because of Oubre and Wiggins too. Watch the games. Wiggins isn't playing good. No, Josh, you're not getting me to buy Andrew Wiggins. I'll buy Oubre. I've been watching him. Matter of fact, I got some recorded right now on this Eddie Jordan on this TV of mine. But all right, let's get to this. The scariest face, obviously. Folks are saying it's Jordan, hands down. Why the hell is Headband Caruso even on this? Why is Playoff P? You mean Pandemic P in the playoffs? Why is he on this list? 3-1 down 3-1 bubble. Come on, now they just being funny. This is trash. This is just crazy.
Pathetic.
Pathetic. This is just abysmal. Fox, what the world? This is what I be talking about. Major network coming up with the craziest crap. This is straight trash, garbage, dumpster juice. I mean, if you want to sell me a sewer shake, masked LeBron, really? LeBron isn't already kind of scary without the mask. I mean, he's scary looking. I mean, his bald head is scary too. He ain't gonna never grow that hair back up there. I'm sorry. Let me stop doing that. That's not funny. I'm sorry. Draymond is replaceable. You mean irreplaceable? Next jersey biting Kobe. Oh yeah, Jordan. Then next Kobe biting. Yeah. Dumb meme. Yeah, it is a meme. Silly as hell. This was silly. Pandemic P. But yeah, Caruso. Are you serious? He said, sung out Jordan. Just get the hell out of his way. Yep. Absolutely. Just get out the way. You know what's coming. You're about to get your tail spanked. That's what's coming. All right, here goes some more foolishness. You got to make this make sense, folks. I have a segment called Make It Make Sense. Legit question. At its absolute apex, was Chris Bosh ever better than peak Julius Randle? The answer is no. Really? Really? And of course, we would be at the end of the show. So with that being said, yeah, he was easy. No, bullcrap. What about Kenyon Martin saying to cut his dreads? Oh, yeah, I heard that conversation too. Here's what I'm gonna say to this. Here's what I'm gonna say on that. I'm going to say that if you didn't watch Chris Bosh in Toronto, you should have, because anybody who thinks Julius Randle, Julius Randle was at his best better than Chris Bosh is joking. I laugh about this all the time because when people talk about the LeBron James, Michael Jordan situation, I said, I think Michael Jordan would have loved to have a player like Chris Bosh on his team. I know Scottie Pippen averaged 17, defense really good. But when I think about the 4-5 position, and this is just as a coach, can y'all tell me anybody Michael Jordan has ever had that is better than Chris Bosh at the 4-5 position? That Michael had at the 4-5 position? You better not name Luke Longley. I better not hear Bill Cartwright come out your mouth. I bet not hear none of them names come out your mouth. Because that's just grossly inappropriate. I will get more disrespectful. I will get even more disrespectful when I say that Michael Jordan has never even had a better center than a Drunas Ilgauskas on his team. You bet Bill Wellington? Seriously? Bill Wellington.
What's up, Dre?
Not better than Bosh.
I don't know why they said the dude for the New York Knicks acting like he something special, and he's not. Chris Bosh will get it buckets.
Chris Bosh was filthy.
Toronto
on his back.
Right, Toronto did not have nothing else but Chris Bosh. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck, like you want to say, Dre. Let's keep it a buck.
Make it make sense for me.
Make it make sense because Chris Bosh was doing everything for Toronto. Who else they had?
Yeah.
Who else they had?
Cartwright was trash. You know he was. 2 left feet. Let's not even go there. Bill Cartwright. Serious?
Bill Cartwright.
I'm telling you, Michael Jordan never had a better center than Jonas Ilgauskas. That's how bad. When we sit up here and have these conversations about, oh Jesus, it bedazzles me. It bedazzles me on some of the conversations I hear. Like what? Like, dude, just let me know just let me know. Will Purdue stop? Will Purdue, bro.
Wait a minute, Dre.
When your last name is known for chicken more than it's known for you, bro, just hang up.
Who's saying all these names, Dre?
No. They're being funny. Corey Williams and King his name and centers.
Wow.
Trash, bro.
Luke Longley.
All trash, bro. Will Purdue, Bill Cartwright, Sharif Collins,
Luke Longley,
Wellington, Luke Longley. Don't even
trash.
Just dumpster juice, bro.
Luke Longley cannot even jump over a stick.
Don't even do it. Dude, it's about as bad as Sean Bradley.
Wow. He might be roaster than
not even trying to be funny.
He might be roaster than Sean Bradley.
Sometimes, like
he might be roaster than Sean Bradley.
No, it kills me, and then I'm gonna play the exit music, and we gonna head out. But it kills me, man, because it's like, come on, man. When people debate on talent, I just say, yo, how does Scottie Pippen equivalent to Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving? Oh my goodness. I don't even want to talk about Kevin Love.
Wait a minute. Can I interrupt you right here? Huh? Dre. You said Scottie Pippen, right?
Corey, how many points did Luke Longley average for a career?
Do you think Scottie Pippen would have been the same Scottie Pippen let me see, man, before he got traded from the Supersonics?
Do I think he would have been better or worse?
Better.
Better as what?
With the Supersonics than Chicago.
Yo, I'm sorry. Yo, I don't know why that's so funny, but yo, he typed Longley was boo-boo.
Yeah. Everybody know that.
Straight butt cheeks.
Everybody know that. The man, what, 5 points a game?
No, listen, don't even get me started. Luke Longley could average 13 points one season. I don't care. I don't care. What did he average for his career, bro? That's all I want to know. For career.
That's just sad.
Dude, I think, you know what's so funny? I think the next best weapon Michael Jordan had was Tony Kukoc.
Yeah. And they treated him like overseas.
Like, you got to make this make sense. Like, man, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Please, somebody make it make sense for me. Make it make sense for me when that debate comes and people are
I can't, Dre.
That's so much more what?
That one debate, I can't.
Or they give you the corny thing of, well, look who Michael played in the finals compared to who LeBron played, but will totally omit who Michael had to play to get to the finals compared to who LeBron played to get to the finals.
What everybody don't realize, though, Bad Boys used to put Michael Jordan on his butt.
Listen, we know.
The Boston Celtics, he had a hard time to get past him.
Corey is still at the Damian Lillard MVP. You know, I can. Okay, so watch this. I will say this: if the Warriors in the 8th seed or out of the playoffs, Stephen Curry definitely ain't winning no MVP. I'll give you that.
Say that again.
You heard me. If Stephen Curry and his team is the 8th seed or out of the playoffs, Stephen Curry will not win the MVP of the league.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Won't happen. LeBron played when East was weak. Thank you.
Right.
Please.
Michael Jordan had to fight every night, and he just would talk junk. I remember this story Dominique Wilkins told. Dominique said Michael Jordan came in his locker room. Michael Jordan asked Dominique, "Who's going to guard me tonight?" So Dominique told him, and he said 50. 50.
50, Michael.
Michael told Dominique Wilkins, "I'm finna get 50 on y'all tonight."
Oh.
And he did it.
Oh, I'm sure.
He did it.
Oh, I'm sure. That's Mike for you.
Yeah, that Mike. When Mike said he finna do something, he finna do it.
Yeah, I believe it. All right. With that being said, Mike had to go through rivalries. Mike had to go through rivalries. Don't even talk about the Heat. Include the Heat on there too.
Well, really, there wasn't no rivalry, really.
And he ended up with 55 points too that night.
Right. Really?
You said that to Byron Scott when Byron was hurt, and he told him he was
right. Mm-hmm.
You can't be an MVP and have a losing record. Remember AD's season where he should have won, but had a losing record? Yeah, I remember that. That's what I'm saying. If they're 8th seed or they're not in the playoffs, I could see where Curry don't win. But I better not see LeBron with it. I better not see LeBron with it.
He got to win the record.
Oh no, I don't give a. I better not see LeBron with MVP, most valuable player. Excuse me, I can make an argument right now that the Lakers with AD had suffered while AD went down.
Right, I understand where you're coming from, Dre.
As soon as he did,
right, I with you, Dre, but you cannot do that. You just said they got to have a winning record, right?
King is a guy. LeBron is always top 3.
Okay, so you gotta give the man his props.
LeBron's always gonna be top
3. Right, you gotta give the man his props.
Always. By the way, Jaw You show coming up this week. There's a lot of wrestling that need to be talked about. We have not talked about. What about Julius Randle, MVP candidate?
You know what?
You know what? On that note.
On that note, I'm sorry, boy. The answer.
Wait a minute. Michael Jordan couldn't shoot threes? And the way he played defense, he'd foul out? What?
Dre, who's saying all this, dog?
On that note, Dad, love you to death, bro. Love you to death. But I just want y'all to know